Pick two now? Alright. Yeah. That's kind of the layup. I should probably just stick with that, right? Yeah. Alright, well, so it was the first time that I came to Texas. Susie invited me over to her house to do a house concert in her backyard. Her husband at the time ended up in this coffee shop a couple days later, or during that weekend or something like that, where he was kind of, I think, bragging to the pretty lady at the counter. Happened to be Evie right there, and he said, "Yeah, I got this musician at my house this weekend. You should check out his music." And he gave her a CD. She's been listening ever since. The other day when Susie and Bud were hanging out in here, Bud was wearing an Adam Ezra t-shirt, I think, right? Is that how it works? Evie said, "How do you know that?" Anyways, I think I play and I travel all over the country, and I play in all sorts of different places and for all sorts of different communities, and I feel like a pretty good barometer when I walk into a pretty special place that is creating a pretty special kind of community. And so, Evie, it's an honor to be here. Thank you. I'm going to tell you how this evening is going to unfold. I'm going to play two more songs. And then we're going to take a little break. We're going to drink some sangria together. If we are over 21 years old, that is. Do not have to drive. And then I would love to figure out a way to play some more music for you, and to also maybe take a little time to hear a song from maybe each of the other songwriters that are in this room here tonight. I know there are a bunch of y'all, and that would just personally be really inspiring to me, to just hear some of the music that's bubbling in some of your heads out there. So maybe we can figure out how to do that. I don't know whether we all want to kind of take turns playing songs first, or maybe I'll play a handful of songs and then we'll kind of give it up and play for a while together, or something like that. But that sounds like a fun kind of a plan to me. So I'm gonna go back to the beginning, back to those days when Susie was seeing me play at a Borders Books in Shrewsbury, Massachusetts. I was putting together a band. I really want to be a professional musician. I couldn't figure out how to do it. There's this really weird thing when you're a musician. You can't gain fans unless you're playing gigs, but you can't really get gigs until you have fans that'll buy tickets to come see you at the gigs. How do you do that, right? It's like this impossible thing. Boston, Massachusetts is where I was living, a very hard place. There are a lot of musicians there, there's a lot of competition. I could not get hired for the life of me. Anyway, I was writing songs every day. I loved what I was doing, and I knew that I wanted to be a musician. I just didn't know how I was going to do it, you know. At the time, I had some friends that were living in this duplex in a city called Somerville, Massachusetts. Somerville's a little city pushed up against Boston and Cambridge, if you've ever been out that way. They were living in this old house, this old house. They lived in half of the house. They were renting it. They had me over one day. A bunch of my friends were there. We were hanging out having some drinks, and they said, "Adam, you know what, we've never been down there, but we know there's a basement to this place, and we figured maybe you could stay down there for a little while until you get your feet under you. Be cool with us for sure. And I said, okay, I guess, you know. We hung out for a while and we decided we were gonna take a field trip down, check out that basement, you know. We walked over to the section of the house that had the door that went down to that basement. No one had ever opened that door before since they'd been living there. We kind of wedged it open and we walked down these stairs that hadn't been probably walked down in about 25 years, you know, and so kind of pushed our way through some cobwebs. Got down to the bottom of the staircase, looked around. It was like some Blair Witch shit down there. Not pretty. There was some cement on the floor. But then, you know, a couple, you know, I don't know how many feet out, you know, 10 feet out or so, the cement kind of gave way and it was a dirt floor down there. The ceiling was about 6.5 feet high. Rafters. In between those rafters was this like kind of, you know, that like pink fiberglass insulation stuff kind of shoved in between those rafters. Some of it was kind of like hanging down, and then the places where it was hanging down, you could see the floorboards from the floor above, right above that. My friends looked around, and looked at each other. They looked at me. The sheepish look on their faces, they said, man, we are so sorry for bringing up this idea. This is not pretty damn good. I said, I'll take it. I was working at the time for a guy that owned a recording studio. He was building a recording studio out in a town called Acton, Massachusetts. He would trade me studio time if I helped him do some finish work. He taught me enough about carpentry so that I could be a really terrible carpenter. He'd put up some walls down there in that basement, around the section of the basement that had the cement, you know. Made a deal with the landlord to pay $200 a month in rent. I ended up living there for 15 years. Because I have this belief that if music is the thing that inspires me, that's the thing that I wanted to do, living down in that place for 15 years was a really small price to pay for getting to do the thing that I love and that inspires me. Think back to those years in the basement. Wrote some of my favorite songs I ever wrote down in that basement. I'll play a song for you that I wrote down in that basement. It's a song about writing a song down in that basement. It's called The Basement Song. But it's cold down in the basement that I'm renting for the time. It's inside quiet, 3 more hours to the grind. When alarms will sound in unison, Pacific time will rise to start another day with David and no surprise. And the weather will be overcast, then I'll turn the rain. Folks will secretly be happy for the excuse to complain, but the rain will sound like symphonies cascading off this town's Victorian roofs of angles. Then the drops come rolling down, and my day will start off soggy. She's closer to my feet as I stumble to the corner store to get something to eat. The cute girl at the register will smile as if to say, ain't we both in this together? Then she'll send me on my way. Hey, yeah. Shiny shoes, he'll be at Old Town Hall. His brother, chief of police, catch truants at the mall. And mothers with their babies off to daycare and to work. I'll be heading to the alleys, cause that's where the poets lurk. And I'll be seeing things in harmony, smelling them in rhyme. There's one kind of day when we're inconsistent in the times. The conflict then will rise. We choose to concentrate on all the things I love and try to fix the things I hate. Cause we Americans, they got our sitcoms, music, ball games, and French fries. And our teachers, they need raises. In our schools, they need supplies. And resilience of the spirit codes the will to carry on. And the moon that chases the sun around the earth to bring the dawn. Hey, yeah. Yeah, 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 yeah. Got elected now, he's got a whole new show with the media playing politics. The truth is hard to know, and I'm down in the basement trying to contemplate the scene that the Russians hacked the DNC and what the fuck that means. And the business folks are nervous because their cuts have been repealed. Meanwhile, they're stepping over homeless en route to make the deal, while kids with calloused fingers serving more and take their lumps, so the wealthy folks with SUVs can pay less at the pumps. But 100 years from now, all our troubles will be gone. We'll be searching out new planets after fucking up our own. We'll pick us out a winner, plant a sturdy flag, and then ship up a few religions and do it all over again. Hey, yeah. Yeah, 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 yeah. Yeah, yeah, yeah. Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Sound like fireworks exploding on the sound, expressing all the feelings I can't push up through my mouth. Hey, yeah. Hey, yeah, yeah. Oh, Sunday, bring your hand this morning, it'll make you smile. Take me on a road and we will travel for a while, and we'll play together, trading versus you and me. Crowd one uncle, and we'll count on 2 or 3. Spirits head before too long. No one cannot sleep before I finish up this song. Tomorrow when I muster up the nerve to play this through, I'll play this final chord, sing this silent nod to you. Hey, that's like my favorite part of the song. People that don't know who Greg Brown is, like, go and look it up. And
it's true.
Great story.
My songs, so I consider myself a folk musician, and I think that songwriting and performance, I think of it as a living art form. I don't think a song is ever a finished product, and so songs change over time, and sometimes new verses happen. You can probably guess that I didn't write that verse about Donald Trump 15 years ago when I was in the basement. And Susie was singing a verse that sometimes I don't often play, so thank you for that. You sounded good on that. There's like a new groove to it, too. It's kind of like had kind of a thing going on.